Welcome to the 12th annual commencement experience for high school Polaris, or for Polaris High School, sorry. My name is Frankie Guzman. I will be the Master of Ceremonies for you today. After class of 2024 has entered the auditorium, please remain standing as Ethan Long has lead us with a Pledge of Allegiance. Would the audience please rise?
Please repeat the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The audience may be seated.
As a member of the class of 2024, I would like to welcome you here today and thank you for your attendance. As a class, we would like to extend our welcome to our parents and our other family members. We would also like to welcome the Polaris faculty and staff and our friends and neighbors who have come to share in our success. In addition, we would like to welcome the following special guests: Alpine School District Superintendent Dr. Shane Farnsworth, Ada Wilson of the Alpine School District Board of Education Leadership Team, Representative Scott Summer, Administrator of Secondary School Dr. Brian Edsman, and Lynn Jared, Alternative High School Supervisor. We would like to welcome extend official welcome to our administration directors, Hannah Figueredo, Assistant Director Rick Stafford, Mike Marswell. Holy crap. Most of all, welcome and congratulate the members of the Polaris High School of 2024. As outlined in your program, Charlie Dudson and Zoe Kenny will give graduate address, after which we will have a musical number performed by Emma Zepp. James Hatch will then address, followed by Anaí Escrito.
So before I start, I want to ask John Meyer to stand up. He's somewhere over there. Hello, graduating class of 2024. I feel a good majority of you already know who I am, but for those of you that don't, my name's Charlie Dixon. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to stand here in front of all of you today. But to start this off, Van Gogh once said that great things are done by a series of small things brought together. And I have found this to be more true with every term that I've spent here at Polaris. I mean, look around you. All the faces of these students you see are of those that have pushed through all of the challenges, worked through all of the obstacles that life seemed to throw at us, and still come out standing and turning them into opportunities. And those opportunities are the ones that helped us get to the milestone we're at now. And I guarantee each and every one of us students have had moments where we didn't know if we were going to make it here, or questioned if it was even worth it to get here. But here we are. We're standing at the brink of our future now. It's not some distant reality. It begins here. The doors to our future are open now. We have to keep pushing to make that future better for us. And not just for us, but for every one of these people here. So as we stand here, ready to step into the next chapter of our lives, I feel it's important to stop for a moment and thank the people that helped us get to this point. To our teachers, who I'd like to mention, John Meyer and Miss Twitchell, who's also somewhere in the audience. To our friends, who gave us memories that we're going to carry with us for a lifetime. And to our families, who gave us unwavering support through all of this. And I'd personally like to shout out my own family, who definitely helped me a lot. To a follow-up quote, Ralph Waldo Emerson once said that what lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside you. So we have to go out there and be inspirations. We have to be bold and we have to be courageous. We have to do all we can to be the best versions of ourselves. Remember that today isn't the end for us. It's only the beginning. So we have to turn the page and start writing our own stories now. So to each and every one of you, I implore you to pick up your pen and start this chapter off strong. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2024.
For weeks, I didn't know what to say for this speech. When I'd ask my friends and family for help, most of them would say that I should talk about how grateful I am for everyone else and who helped me get here today. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'm very, very grateful for all of them. And I know without them, I wouldn't be here today. But this speech isn't just for me, it's for all of us graduating today. We all have people we are grateful for and we want to thank, but we can't all stand up here and thank them. If we did that, we'd be here all day long. That's why I'm honored to be up here helping to represent my fellow graduates. We have all been through tough times. For me, that was when I started middle school and I became very depressed. Then it was when I started high school and I would have a lot of anxiety. But then I came to Polaris and I've been doing a lot better, thanks to all of my teachers. During those moments, I didn't know if I would make it, but like all of you, I pushed through, and here we all are now. We're at a graduation, we all made it, and I'm proud of each and every one of us. Van Gogh once said, "Great things are done by a series of small things brought together," and I agree with him. For me, these small things were as simple as having the support from my friends, family, and teachers. I was also doing my best not to fall behind. When I would miss a day of school, I tried to get caught up as soon as possible. These small things helped lead me to great things, this graduation. In the future, I want to pay more attention to these small things. I know it's easy to ignore all of the small things, but they are just as big as the big ones. But I hope you'll notice these small things, because they usually go unnoticed. This graduation isn't just about saying goodbye to our life at high school. It is also about looking to our future, looking into what it may hold for us. It's important to notice the small things that helped us in high school that can help us in our future. For me, that's staying on top of things and having a good support system that can make even the worst days better. I hope you'll take time to think about your small things and think about how you can learn from them for your future.
Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine just all the night, like the 4th of July. You don't have to feel like a waste of space. You're an original, cannot be replaced. If you only knew
That was pretty good, wasn't it? Good morning, students, family, friends, faculty, and a special good morning to the graduating class of Polaris 2024. My name is James Hatch, and I'm honored to stand in front of you all today. I know what you're thinking. What a handsome young man up there. At least my mom thinks so. Today marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. As we move to this next chapter of our lives, I want to take this moment to reflect on all that we have accomplished. We have all worked tirelessly, sacrificed, and overcome obstacles to arrive at this moment. We have pushed ourselves beyond our limits, and we have succeeded. We have all earned the right today to celebrate this incredible achievement. My main purpose here today is to thank all the teachers, staff, and students. I want to give a big thanks to Hannah, Mike, and Rick. I want to give a bigger thanks to all my amazing teachers that actually cared about me. I want to give a big thanks to Sam and Trini for always being there when I needed it most, but I want to give the biggest thanks to Angela. If you guys don't know Angela, I would highly recommend to get to know her. About 99% of the time, she is the nicest woman ever, but that 1%, she'll make you actually go to class and do your work. But without that 1%, I wouldn't be standing here today. Thinking back to my sophomore year, going to school at American Fork, I never thought I was going to graduate, thinking I'm never going to get out of this place, or I'm going to be a super senior. But as we can all see, that didn't happen. Coming to Polaris has been such a great opportunity for me. Polaris gave me the opportunity to graduate early, and I did. I made a lot of friends along the way, especially with the teachers and staff, sitting in Scott's room during lunch and after school, just talking about music and playing some guitar. Having Annie help me with math, but also helping me with my cooking skills at the same time. And I think most of us know where to go if we ever needed a tie-in token. Jeff. I bet we have all heard, "What are you waiting for?" With that, I want us graduates to look back to when we were little kids in elementary school, waiting for the drinking fountain saying, 1, 2, 3, save some for me. Waiting for that special day where we could all wear pajamas. We also couldn't wait to be in high school, become seniors, and the biggest one, graduate. For our parents, you couldn't wait for us to take our first steps, say our first words, get dropped off at school for the first time, and to graduate kindergarten. Looking back, we have so many memories, some that we couldn't wait for, some that we couldn't wait to be over. So think about it. All those small things that we were waiting for has led us to the moment today to do this great thing, to graduate. It's been 13 years, 156 months, 4,762 days, walking into preschool for the first time, going to play for a couple hours, to spending countless hours writing essays and doing homework. We have all been in multiple schools, meeting thousands of people, but here we are, the class of 2024, getting dressed up together one last time, taking turns walking across this stage and congratulating each other. This will be the last time many of us see each other, but at the end of the day, we will say our goodbyes to the people we have all spent numerous hours with over the past days, months, and years. Laughing, crying, studying, and stressing, all of the feelings of high school. As I said before, we all have the right to celebrate this moment. But as you celebrate, I want you to remember this is just the beginning. There is still so much more to learn, so much more to achieve, and so much more to give. As you leave here today, I want you to take with you a sense of pride, a sense of purpose, and a sense of possibility. We all have the power to change the world. Let's go out there and make it happen.
Dear fellow graduates and families and faculty, my name is Anaya and I'm 18 years old. Today marks a new beginning for all of us. It's a special occasion that signifies a great accomplishment in our life journey. We made it after all the sacrifices and challenges we faced. As we celebrate this significant achievement, let me pause and reflect on the path that brought us here today. No matter the reason we may have stumbled and fallen, we didn't lose focus. Moving to Polaris was something I never thought would impact my life for the better. Being part of Polaris was just a few months before turning 16 taught me that high school for most of us was more than just classes and grades. It was about finding our voices, pushing our boundaries, because high school was never easy. Although we may have struggled, we grew from it. I learned that all my obstacles are the way to achievement. My biggest obstacle was to be here today, to turn my path a different way and be someone in life. If I didn't do it for me, I would do it for my family. I have to prove not just to myself, but to others that even though everything gets hard, you can fall from the path our parents expect us to take, you can always find a way back. I fell from the path when I went into my freshman year. I stopped going to school. I was skipping every day. As I went into sophomore year, it was the same thing. I didn't go until the term after my sophomore year started. I was told that I couldn't be there anymore since I wasn't going to be able to graduate. That's when Polaris gave me a second chance. As time went by and I was around more often, I got close with some of the teachers, mainly Brittany. She got to know me very well. Brittany was my academic teacher for those 3 years of high school. I didn't want anyone else but her. She pushed me to do better and not to give up so easily. She's like a built-in best friend. I learned here that those who fail greatly can only ever succeed. Failure is a detour, not a dead end. Don't be ashamed of trying because you are your own author, editor, and main character of your story. These years felt like a minute, looking at the time and saying, just one more minute until class is over, one more minute until lunch, or until school's over. Time finally caught up to us. As we celebrate, I want you to remember that this is just the beginning. There is so much more to learn, achieve, and give. The world is waiting for us to make our own mark, to use our own talents and skills to make a difference. A huge shout out to the teachers and mentors. You didn't just teach us and deal with us and our changes, you inspired us to do better. You challenged us to think differently, to question, and to dream. I'm forever grateful for that second opportunity Polaris gave me, and with that, I want to say congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Can we get another round of applause for these people for speaking up? We will now have a presentation of our scholarships from our two counselors, Dylan and Sarah. Following them is Amberly Phillips. We'll recognize our retiring teacher, Scott Willips. He's a great teacher, and my first day with him was the best. We learned about an Iceman and how people were finding him, trying to see how old he was, and we found out what they did, how arrows were firstly made way back then, and how strong and durable we were. Can we get a round of applause for Scott, please? After which, Hannah will give some remarks and present the graduates of 2024 to our Alpine District Board member, Representative Anna Wilson, who will accept the graduates of 2024 and help reward the diplomas.
How awesome is this out here? It is. There's a lot of people out here. It's packed. I get scared coming up here, so like Frankie, I want to give another round of applause to our presenters that did it. I just feel so tall. As you've heard and seen, those that just spoke is just a small piece. Every single student down there at Polaris, they can share similar stories. I want to thank Scott, Ada, Lynn, and Blaine for being here from the district. I hope that you can see how special Polaris is. I know that the parents and guardians would agree with that. We have awesome teachers. I want to give a huge round of applause to our teachers, please. Everybody that works at Polaris wants to be there. That's why it's so special, because we all want to work there. It's awesome when we go to counselor meetings, district counselor meetings. I feel so lucky when I walk in, because I know a lot of them are looking, going, "You work at Polaris?" I go, "That's right. That's right. That is where I work." And so I'm honored that I get to work there. The Polaris Faculty Scholarship is provided by generous donations from faculty and staff at Polaris. And so we use that, and we like to extend scholarships to students. I would just like to read a few comments from these students that will be receiving a scholarship. One student shared, "I need to move forward. I do things for a good future, and if I'm not willing to put in the effort, I don't think it will take me far. It can be difficult, but not impossible." Another student, "I started to go out of my comfort zone. I learned that if I plan and stick to my plan, I can reach my goals, no matter how daunting it may seem. My obstacle taught me that it is okay to have struggles. It built me into a better person and helps me understand and care more for other people who are going through their own situations." Another student, "My entire life as I knew it was gone, and the people I would have liked to turn to were not there for me. I realized the importance of seeing the positive things and being grateful for the things I have, because I don't know when they can go away." Another, "I was having a hard time, and my living situation as a little kid was affecting me a lot. I was able to learn how to manage my stress, and that helped me to feel happier, more relaxed. The obstacles I've had to overcome in my life helped me to learn, grow up, and keep going." Final, "I went on a long and painful but rewarding journey. Even though I felt hopeless and lonely when I started my journey, I kept working towards my goal. I gained momentum and excitement and as I finished through to the end. I'm a better person and more equipped for the next challenge I will face." So Polaris would like to offer scholarships. I'm going to read their names. If we could have them start coming up, and we'll give a round of applause. So we'd like to award Gabriela Gomez, Alexis Hartgrove, Martina Valdivieso, Emma Zemp, Gavin Cornea, and Matthew Price. Let's give these scholarship recipients a round of applause.
Carcat Stone, please come up. It has been my privilege the last 2 years to be Carcat's counselor. Not only is this student graduating a year early, but this student has probably attended more than any other person in the building, including faculty, staff, any of us. And so today we'd like to award her with an attendance award. But wait, there's more. Because this student, because of who they are, has goals and accomplishes them. This student shines bright, though a lot of times is just under the radar, but has been working hard, and their entire high school career has achieved a 4.0 GPA. And along with that has also been our one CTE pathway completer this year. And so it is my pleasure to award her with this academic award that includes a scholarship.
So as Frankie mentioned, we are here for just a moment to honor Scott Willis, who is retiring from teaching this year and graduating, we could say, and moving on to the next stage of his life. I was asked to speak about Scott because I have known Scott since 2007 when I started working at what was then East Shore High School. At the time, I had taught for 2 years in Mississippi and thought, teaching is definitely not for me. It's really, really hard. And I moved home for a while, and I got a job working at East Shore doing some curriculum things. And Scott asked me if I would be willing to come and help chaperone a field trip. And that one field trip really changed the path of my life. So I want to take a minute to just thank Scott for his inspiring example as a teacher, as an educator, as someone who cares deeply about the kids that he works with, who has always been an example of getting in there and really doing things with the kids. One of the things that I loved about Scott and that inspired me, that I thought, you know what, I do want to work with kids. I want to be at this school. I want to be in this program, was the fact that it was never he was the teacher and they were the students. In Scott's classroom, with everything, it's always, let's learn about something together. His passions and his curiosity about the world, he brings to his classroom, and he inspires that in the students. You know, I think James mentioned just hanging out in his room at lunch. You know, he has all these guitars in there. Kids can just come and play music and talk with him about that. Scott is deeply interested in people and understanding people, and I think that really, he really exemplifies what it should be to be a teacher, which is to care about kids, understand kids, and then you can teach them, but you have to care about them and you have to understand them first. So it is my great honor to present the Teacher of the Year Award to Scott for this year. And to say that, for speaking on behalf of all of Polaris High School, we wish him the very best in the future.
Graduates, today I've got to experience something that you haven't, and that's to stare at all these people. So for a second, I want the graduates to turn around and stand up and give a round of applause to your family and friends that are here for you today. Don't forget to look up. Okay, turn back around. Wait, but before you sit down, I do want you to look at all of this faculty and staff at Polaris, and why don't you give them a round of applause too? Okay, you can sit down. That was a nice little stretch, right? Okay. We got to chunk things. While we're acknowledging teachers, Scott, 30 years, it's a long time. I don't know how many of you know this, but this last month we've had a teacher who hasn't been able to be in our building, and Scott, during his prep, his last month of prep, where teachers get Diet Cokes, they grade your papers, maybe they take little naps, but it's their time to regroup. Scott hasn't. He has faithfully gone into a classroom and taught. There's nothing casual about Scott, and Scott, we're thankful for you. Not a complaint, not an issue. John Meyer has had a special class at Polaris the last few years. This next year, they're going to move to American Fork. We will miss John and Caden and his students. If there's an incident, or any day of the week, John's there before us. We appreciate John's consistency and ability to just show up. Also, Mike, our assistant principal. PDs, meetings, anything I think of, he's already done it. And he's already ordered things on Amazon. He's already made brochures. We had Teacher Appreciation Week, and before I knew it, there was a flight scarf and a badge and a hat. And before I knew it, I was walking the halls as a flight attendant, because that's how Mike does the work. He just does it well. Graduates, I know it's your day, but there's been something on my mind. Steps. I've been thinking a lot about steps. Many of you know I have a little girl who also attends Polaris. She's 1. She has not taken her first steps, but she wants to. She can stand up on her own and mostly just balances. Sometimes she claps for herself. She has to hold on to everything as she moves around the room. Also, she looks around the room for any adults to celebrate her. And don't worry, I spend most of my time doing that, waiting for her to take her steps. The thing is, taking steps feels big for a 1-year-old. But graduates, you don't think about that. Every day you step. Because we step so often and so naturally, most of the time we forget about it. We don't acknowledge it, we just do it. I want you to know every day I have watched you step. Not to be creepy, but did you know when you get here in the morning, it takes 71 steps from the bus, when you step off the bus, to go to the media center and pick up a Chromebook from Robbie? Also, did you know it's 216 steps to do 1 loop around the school? You know, the extra one you do after the music stops before you actually go to class. Some of you know that it's 78 very slow steps from the main bathrooms to Rick and Mike's office. Some of you had to do those steps, some of you more than once. And did you know that after you grab lunch from Shelley, it's 213 steps to the farthest parking spots in the parking lot? You know, the ones right before the blue off the campus ones, but the ones far enough that you can have peace at lunch. I know this because I've counted those steps. Can I share with you some other steps I have watched you make? Forward steps, passing classes, some of you for the first time ever. Building healthy relationships, talking to a teacher or counselor or Linda or any adult about a friend or a family member or yourself. Showing up to school every day. Okay, most of the days. Shout out to the 5:53 a.m. bus getter honors. That's something I couldn't have ever done. Participating on Titan Council, hiking Stewart Falls, the Ninja Gym, Cupcake Wars, chemistry labs, expressive art, creating healthy boundaries, attending Sundance Film Festival, Thursday service in the Media Center, sharing your talents, open mic, Fiddler on the Roof, building tiny houses, regulating in the Zen Den, completing 1 packet or 8 packets, or a record-breaking 37 packets to graduate a year early. The hardest times about my job was I had to watch some of you misstep. Substance abuse, anger, that escalated to physical, verbal, or emotional violence, engaging in relationships or habits that were unhealthy and life-sucking instead of life-giving, visiting Taco Bell. It's definitely off campus, although it's definitely in our parking lot. Or just getting caught up in teenage nonsense. The thing is, I have also watched every single one of you stair step and sidestep as you have come across barriers, inclines, and trenches. I have watched you climb and claw and maneuver to get over, around, and through. Some of you have had additional or untraditional family responsibilities. Some of you experience school learning in your second or third language. Some of you are working full-time jobs. Some of you are healing. Some of you have children. Some of you are fighting for your sobriety. Some of you are fighting for your mental health. Every day, you step, 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 step. Today, did you know that it's going to be 14 steps from there to here? Well, I will hand you your diploma. This year's graduation theme is Great Things Are Done by a Series of Small Things Brought Together by Vincent van Gogh. I want you to think for a minute of your series of small steps, the forward ones, the misstep ones, the incline, the side steps. 12 years of steps have brought you today to your high school graduation. That is a great thing. Today we celebrate a great thing. Gabby Gomez, one of our seniors who painted her own rendition of Van Gogh's Starry Night, P.S. if you haven't seen it, it's out there and it is beautiful. She said, "The graduated students are represented by the stars of the night, creating a sky of possibilities. From your own dreams, you will create your own starry night. And so graduates, today, as you begin a new series of small steps, what kind of steps will you take? With whom will you step? Where will you step? What will be your starry night? What will be your next great thing?" One last thing. It's kind of personal. Remember Sophie, my little girl? Well, when I had her a year ago, my body didn't recover well. Just like she is learning to balance now, I had to do the same. There were times, even in the last few months, where I have also held onto anything and everything to maneuver around a room. When I have looked around for an adult, it wasn't to celebrate me, but it was to see if there would be anyone available if I collapsed. Everything about taking steps felt unstable. And unstable made me feel unsafe, and unsafe is scary. So I got help. Something was actually wrong. My doctor was able to make my unstable steps feel secure and stable and safe. Graduates, you have decades yet to live. So if you find yourself in a place where your forward steps begin to be unstable or misstepped, my hope for you is in those moments you stop stepping, that you regain your balance, that you evaluate the direction in which you are stepping, with whom you are stepping, and where you are stepping, even if that means getting help, so you too can feel secure and stable and safe as you step and step and step and step to your next great thing. Graduates, it's time to take some final steps. Board member Ada Wilson, I certify that all of the graduates have completed all of the requirements as set forth by Alpine School District and the Board of Education to graduate at this ceremony.
Thank you, Principal Figueroa. It is my privilege on behalf of the Alpine Board of Education to accept these graduates recognizing the qualifications and the accomplishments of this class of 2024. Congratulations. At the same time, let us acknowledge the critical contributions of the Polaris parents and family members and esteemed faculty. Thank you for your caring investment in these students whom we honor today. Especially in this day when most of us have a GPS on our phones, the security of knowing exactly where we are and trusting with certainty where we are going is something that we've almost come to take for granted. Up to this point, graduates, your lives have, for the most part, been mapped out for you. Many of you have handled some very significant speed bumps in that map. But now, as you enter young adulthood, you face uncharted territory, a world of possibilities. Decisions that will impact the rest of your life are coming at you very fast. I hope and I trust that your teachers and counselors at Polaris have helped you examine that map, the map of possibilities, and helped you to identify your strengths, your aptitudes, your gifts, and your passions. Truly, I think I just have to say, Hannah, Mike, and Rick, you have truly created a magical, safe place for these students at Polaris. Thank you for helping them see the map. As you stand at this crossroads in your life's journey, there will be choices that lead to fewer options and even dead ends, but others that will open up a multiplicity of pathways, in particular investment in continuing education and broadening your experiences. These will yield a wide and rich variety of choices in the roads that lie ahead of you. You enter adulthood at a turbulent time, and this world needs every single one of you. As the newest generation of voters, I encourage you to be engaged in the important decisions that will shape the world that you and your future families live in. And it is my hope that with your help, we will make choices that will expand our opportunities, not limit them. Students, we have seen how exceptional you are, and I have to applaud the students that have participated here today. Frankie, Ethan, Charles, Zoe, Emma, James, Anahi, thank you for your example and being a representative of your wonderful fellow students. It is obvious that the teachers at Polaris and your staff believe in you. I believe in you. Thank you for all that you are and all that you represent in the future of this community and in the wide world beyond. Safe travels, lots of steps, and all the best in your exciting journey ahead. Congratulations to the Polaris High School class of 2024.
Before I begin again, I want to add a little personal story from me and Hannah when I was at Lehigh. She may remember this because I remember it like it was yesterday. We all had a story like this, similar. I was going through a tough time at Lehigh High, and I was on my last step, and I couldn't move no more. But I turned to an adult, and she helped me have that step. And thanks to her, I'm here. We're all here getting our diplomas and moving on to another step of our life. So can we please get a round of applause for Hannah, please? So from the bottom of my heart and all of our hearts, thank you. And Mrs. Wilson, thank you. Seniors, please rise to receive your diplomas. Hannah. Do I have to complete my last line?
Jason Anderson. Tyler Anderson. Shawnee Baker. Aiden Richard Beach. Amelia Beaudry. Kayla Beckstrom. Bradford. Rylan Kendall Brinkerhoff. Fern Campbell. Cade Campbell. Juliana Cardoso dos Santos. Lily Carroll. Victoria Lee Christensen. Cooper Christiansen. Lexi Condi. Gavin James Cornea. Zoe Dillingham. Jackson Jesse Ellis. Maslin Ewell. Tazen Gage. Jocelyn Galicia. Susan Galvin. Sebastian Garcia. Samantha Jerome Corrado. Reagan Glenn. Gabriela Gomez. Callie Gonzalez. Mercedes Gray. Alexis Hartgrove. Emma Darlene Hassan. Daniela Hernandez. Jamie Hill. Jackson Holt. Adria Hoover. Jackson Jones. Wyatt Jones. Brooks Keith. Charlie Kelly. Ava Amber Martinez. Blake Alta Martinez. Nuria Martinez. Adam Nelson. Zian Nelson. Natalia Nilsson. Braden Wild Olson. Avery Pirrett. Rachel Perrin. Peterson. Sailor Peterson. Matthew Price. Braden Rowley. Cyril Schrumges. Landon Schrumges. Isabel Sorensen. Sky Yorgina Steed. Carcat Stone. Ethan Taylor. Martina Valdivieso Aravena. Sebastian Villanueva. Mika Washburn. Kaylee White. James Lucas Wiseman. Polaris High School Class of 2024. Please rise and join me and move in your tassels. Congratulations. Audience, please rise for the remaining until the graduates have exited the auditorium. Please meet your graduates outside for pictures and return the cap and gowns. Thank you all for being here.